Now, I'm the guy that always says that the breaks ultimately always even out over the long haul. And in fact, I personally believe they more often than not go in your direction over that long haul. Even though when you're losing, you can't even see or can't even imagine the light at the end of that long tunnel. However, when the breaks are going against you, believe me, I know what the feeling is like. I absolutely know. I thought losing Sunday when Carolina blew the 35-7 second half lead against the Giants was bad enough. But then last night, had the 9th ever 20-dime college basketball play of my career. Had 2 more of them over the previous 2 weeks. They were both double-digit winners. UT Arlington laying 18, beating up Bradley by 36. Then I had Purdue -6 at home, winning, I think, by 13 over Vanderbilt in revenge. So last night I had Oklahoma laying 12.5 points against Harvard in the championship game of the Diamond Head Classic in Honolulu. Naturally, laying 12.5 points, Oklahoma wins by 12. And how does Oklahoma only win by 12? Because they missed 3 of 6 free throws down the stretch. You know, a win is a win, a loss is a loss. And every loss, it's all the same. You know, it doesn't matter whether you lose by 142 points or you lose by a half point. But I will say that when you lose in a blowout fashion, it's like mercy killing. It's euthanasia in its finest when it comes to sports gambling because the game is over. It's like betting a baseball team and you're down 7-0 in the first inning. It's like, hey, game, set, match. You don't have to watch the rest of the damn game. You already know your money's gone. You're never going to see it again. Watching your team miss 3 out of 6 free throws at the end. Watching your Carolina Panthers lose because a guy who should have been thrown out of the game long before gets the game-tying touchdown grab in the final 2 minutes of the game. Yeah, those hurt. Hey, this is Saturday, and you know the drill. But actually, there's a little twist here today. Yes, regular followers of my Saturday video reports, you know the drill. I'm always going to talk very fast and give you the multiple discounts. But today is the final day to take advantage of a holiday special I posted yesterday. It expires at midnight Eastern time this evening, where you can save $175 off the purchase price of any handicap or 60-day package here at the site by using coupon code SAVE175. Save $175, SAVE 175. It's that easy. Or you can save $125 off the purchase price of any handicapper's 30-day package by using coupon code SAVE125. Or save $50 off the purchase of any handicapper's 7-day package by using coupon code SAVE50, which is a great deal, too, if you happen to have a handicapper that you've been buying his plays in and out on a semi-regular basis. Look at the money you can save when you apply that $50 discount code to his 1-week purchase price, and you consider how much football we are going to have over the next week. So that's why I put the coupon up yesterday, but I realize a lot of you took the day off, so it is available until midnight Eastern time. And then, of course, your standard Saturday coupon. Are you ready? You can save 23% off the purchase price of any handicapper's package or picks here today by using coupon code SAVE, 23%, 23PERCENT. Now, this is a mix and match coupon, which means you can use any combination of handicappers, picks, and or packages. However, it's a one-time usage coupon, so the stipulation is you've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time to maximize your savings. And again, use that coupon code 23%, 23PERCENT, which means you can't come in and get Chris Jordan's 2,000-star double your wager winner and Trace Adams' 5th straight bowl winner 5 hours later. Everything in your shopping cart one time to maximize your savings. Speaking of Trace Adams, what a nice run he is on. He's going for winning day number 7 out of 8 today. But more importantly, he's going for his 5th straight bowl winner. They've all been raised the bar 1,500-star releases. You've gotten the last 3 of them at substantial discounted prices. Raised the bar 1,500-star winner number 24 out of 33 is 5th straight since last Saturday. It's your Southern Miss Washington game, and it's his 5th straight bowl winner overall. As he also cashed in with 4 of them. Yes, let's see. It was Ohio last Saturday against Appalachian State, coming before the cover. Western Kentucky over South Florida on Monday. Akron outright over Utah State on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Boise State by 372 points over Northern Illinois. And today, that coupon code is HALF, H-A-L-F. FYI, Gabriel DuPont, who has made $10 bettors a little over $19,000 with his 50 dime plays or higher since joining the site back in February 2014. He has his 100 dime winner number 25 out of 43 on the same side as Trace Adams today. For football tonight, Brad Wilton went through a phenomenal 5-month stretch where, hands down, he was the winningest handicapper here at the site. From baseball to college football to the NFL, basketball, everything. And then he hit the skids big time. He had a horrific 10, 12-day period. And then suddenly, he's turned it on back again. 100-dime winners, number 3 in a row this week. 100-dime winner, number 11 out of 13 overall. Redskins Eagles, you save $75 by using coupon code 100DIMES, 100 DIMES, at $10 bet. $10 bettors with all his plays over the past 169 days. So we're talking 5.5 months. Despite that horrific, almost 2-week losing skid, they're still up $32,280. Hell, over the past 3 months, they're up $20,960. All the other discounts, all the other coupons are available on the homepage. Let's talk about the Redskins Eagles here tonight. I think when you look at this game, you look at two teams that are trending in opposite directions. You've got a Redskins team that is certainly on the cusp of wrapping up the NFC East, which they can pretty much do if they win here tonight. You've got an Eagles team, okay, they took advantage of the Patriots, minus Gronkowski, after they lost to the Broncos the week prior in overtime. They rallied from a 14-0 deficit at Foxborough in that game. They held off Tom Brady's late comeback bid. Then they beat Buffalo. And then they got hammered by Arizona. So you've got a Philadelphia team that's lost 4 of its last 6 games, and 3 of them have been by blowout margins. You've got a Washington team that handily took care of Buffalo with Kirk Cousins throwing 4 touchdown passes last week, the defense getting 5 sacks last week. Now they're on the road again. Well, in their last road game, they picked up their first road win of the season, beating Chicago. Now here's the thing. Yes, you have a Washington Redskins team that is trending upward. You have an Eagles team that, if they want to maintain their playoff hopes, they've got to win tonight, but is trending downward. So which way do you go? Well, guys, I got to tell you something. The Eagles haven't shown me anything in terms of consistency all season long. And even though these are the Washington Redskins, who are 1-5 on the road this season, a Washington Redskins team that has lost 18 of its last 20 straight up outside of FedEx Field, I think you got to go with Washington and take the 3 points. And of course, if it's 3, 3.5, 2.5, I'm buying up the half point. Anywhere up to 4, anywhere from 2.5 to 4, I'm buying up the half point on Washington in this game, because they have been the better team, especially offensively. And here's the thing. They beat the Eagles back on October 24th, 23-20 at home. Okay, Sam Bradford, three touchdown passes for the Eagles in that game, even though he was sacked 5 times, which is really kind of ironic, by the way. 5 sacks of Sam Bradford in the first meeting, 5 sacks of the Buffalo quarterbacks last week, 10 sacks in 2 games for a Washington pass rush, which only has 29 sacks on the entire season, okay? Eagles had 320 yards total offense in that game. But Washington still managed to come back because Kirk Cousins led them on a late drive. He was 31 for 46 for 290 yards. He's got 16 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions in his last 8 games. Has he played well on the road? Absolutely not. You look at his passer rating, it's like 117 at home. It's like in the 80s on the road, I think, okay? But Kirk Cousins won that first game in Washington, and Deshaun Jackson wasn't available. You know Deshaun Jackson, former Eagle, okay? Yes, also the guy that cost us all money and the bonehead plays on that Monday night game for the Redskins against Dallas a couple of weeks back. But Deshaun Jackson had a monster game last week against Buffalo, 153 yards. He had a monster game in his first game back at Philadelphia last year as well. And he's going to be taking on an Eagles secondary that is injury-riddled. Brian Maxwell may not play today, not that he's played well all season long. Eric Rowe may or may not be playing today. The rookie, God knows who's going to be matched up against Deshaun Jackson, but all you know is Deshaun Jackson's going to be out for blood, and he's going to crucify the Eagles secondary today. And I think Kirk Cousins will as well. I think a Redskins ground game that has been pretty much ineffective all season long, but suddenly Alfred Morris, like 80-some yards last week against Buffalo, I think if you saw the Arizona game the other night, Sunday night, if you saw how bad the Eagles' pass rush defense was as David Johnson of the Cardinals simply ran through them like Swiss cheese, don't you think the Redskins are going to be able to gain some gain some yardage on the ground? Again, I think if you're going to play the game, you got to take the Redskins plus the points. Now, let me just give you this disclaimer. Other than, I think I gave you Arizona over Philadelphia last week, I think I've only won one other pick involving the Eagles this season. So, take it for what it's worth. Now, your early complimentary play in the bowl action, there's a lot of bowl games here today that I want to touch. I mean, you look at teams that were so maddeningly inconsistent all season long. You want to put money on Nebraska, UCLA? Ugh, not my cup of tea. Let me look at the Sun Bowl clash, the game between the Heart of Dallas Bowl clash between Southern Mississippi and the Washington Huskies. Of course, you got a Huskies team that was one of the best teams in the nation in defense. Matter of fact, they were number one in the Pac-12 in defense this season, but a Washington team that struggled all season offensively. You got a Southern Miss team that went 10-3 against the odds makers this year. And that Southern Miss team was an 8.5-point favorite earlier today, down by 8, now still an 8-point favorite. I mean, you're getting more than a touchdown on a neutral field with Southern Miss. Washington from the Pac-12. Naturally, listen, the Huskies played the tougher schedule versus Southern Miss from Conference USA. Does it concern me a little bit that Southern Miss blew a 2-touchdown lead in the Conference USA title game at Western Kentucky? Yeah. And that the Hilltoppers came back and won by double digits? Absolutely. Does it concern me that Southern Miss earlier in the season went to Huntington, West Virginia and got hammered by Marshall? Yeah. But then you look at that passing attack. And then you look at the running game as well for Southern Mississippi. This is a dynamic offensive team that averaged over 40-some points a game this season. You got, Nick Mullins at quarterback. Great season at quarterback for him. Completed like 63% of his passes, 4,100-plus yards this season, and 9th in the nation with an average per game of 318.8 yards. And his quarterback rating was 13th in the nation. His QBR this season was over 155. But at the same time, you've got two running backs that most people don't even realize that Southern Miss has. And Jalen Richards, he ran for 1,098 yards. You got Ito Smith, who ran for 1,088 yards. Most teams would kill to have one back over 1,000 yards. These guys had two. So I think the Washington defense is going to be tested here. I think Washington is a huge favorite because they closed the season with two big offensive showings and 2 wins, both at home against Oregon State and then Washington State, in the Apple Cup. But here's the thing. They hammered Washington State in the Apple Cup. But that wasn't Mike Leach's finest hour this season for Washington State because he had to start a redshirt freshman at quarterback because David Falk, the guy who's thrown for like 47,000 yards this season, he was out with his second concussion of the season. So you weren't really playing Washington State. You were playing a shell of the Cougars. So I kind of discount Washington's season-ending blowout win. But the bottom line is this. If you've got a team that's gone 10-3 against the spread this season and you're giving me 8 points in a game where I question the other team's ability to get the job done offensively, even though Washington has the better defense, I got to take the offensive-minded team and I've got to get the 8 points. And I've got to hope that, hey, this is a 3-4 point game. I don't think Southern Miss is going to be able to win the game because I really do believe that defense is that good for Washington, but still 8 points. I'm taking it with Southern Miss, just like I'm taking the dog with the Redskins. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.